I don't think you guys realize how big of a bullet we dodged last November. Hard to believe, guys, that it's been pretty much a year since the 2024 election. And the cool candidate, Comrade Kamala Harris, lost badly. The Democrats lost badly. Folks, this woman is the absolute dumbest person ever to be a nominee for president. Remember, guys, no one voted for her. Remember, 2019, man, she was doing so badly in the primaries. Tulsi absolutely annihilated her, and she went away. And the only reason she became Joe Biden's number two is because allegedly she was black. That's it. That's it. That sums up her career, folks. This woman's dumb. Absolutely dumb. And she's not closing the door on 2028. Now, if the Democrats are smart, they would actually want nothing to do with her. Anytime she talks, guys, she makes absolutely no sense. She is so out of touch with the needs of the American people, man. We dodged a bullet, folks. I'm telling you, we dodged a bullet. It's absolutely astonishing, man, how dumb these Democrats are. Joe Biden lost his marbles, man, but I got to give Joe Biden credit, man. He did the right thing by endorsing Comrade Kamala Harris because it was an easy win. And if she wants to come back and do it again, yeah, she should do it. But guys, Democrats depend on uneducated people. And I'm not using that as an insult. At one time, I was uneducated. Now, I'm not talking about like having a degree or anything like that. But when I was a kid in high school, man, I was not paying attention to politics. No, I wasn't. Actually, guys, I knew nothing about politics. When I was 16, I was more worried about playing video games after school. Didn't care about politics, didn't care about voting, nothing like that. But these Democrats, man, they want everyone to vote. Everyone that shouldn't vote. Now, I believe that every eligible American should have the right to vote. But if you don't know what you're voting for, you shouldn't vote. See, but that's the key, man. Democrats want people to vote when they don't know what they're voting for. I'm willing to bet, guys, a lot of these people that vote Democrat still have no idea what they're voting for. No idea whatsoever. But we must get into this clip, guys, because Kamala Harris, this woman is out of touch. Completely out of touch, guys. Let's get into it. Here we go. Right over here. Kamala Harris wants voter age lowered to 16 because Gen Z has climate anxiety. Folks, I'm willing to bet if you were to ask the average 16-year-old what is climate anxiety, they wouldn't have any idea. They really wouldn't. But a 16-year-old man is not going to be in the know on this stuff. I mean, the whole Greta Thunberg thing, man, that was so, 10 years ago. Have you guys noticed that Greta Thunberg is not doing the climate change thing anymore? Now she's all about being pro-Hamas. Yeah, because the climate grift is over. It's over. So now she goes to a new Marxist grift. Even Bill Gates, guys, as of right now, he doesn't believe in the climate emergency anymore. Yeah, he came out and he said that. Why? They were wrong. First, it was global cooling. Then it was global warming. When both of those were wrong, they just said, oh, climate change. Because it doesn't sound like the earth is actually cooling or warming. It's just climate change. But Kamala Harris believes that that Gen Z has climate anxiety. What does that even mean, really? What does that even mean? But let's go ahead and watch this clip, guys. This is absolutely astonishing, man. Let's roll it.
I think we should reduce voting age to 16. I'll tell you why. So, Gen Z, they're age about 13 through 27. They've only known the climate crisis. They missed substantial parts of their education because of the pandemic.
They missed a lot of education because you Democrats wanted to keep everybody at home in a way, and they did get way behind.
If they're in high school or college, especially in college, it is very likely that whatever they've chosen as their major for study may not result in an affordable wage. They've coined the term climate anxiety to describe fear of not only being able to buy a home, but that fear will be wiped out by extreme weather, but fear of having children. It is expected that Gen Z will have 10 to 12 jobs in their lifetime. They are a larger number than boomers. They're a specific generation of people who are going to impact our nation and the world. And I think we must invest in them, but I think that they are rightly impatient with a lot of what is the tradition of leadership right now. And if they were able to vote, because they know everything that's happening right now is going to impact them more than anybody older than them, for the most part, in terms of how these systems work. If they're voting right now at 16 and up, they're going to be talking about the importance of climate. They're going to be talking about the importance of figuring out how AI is going to affect the future of the workforce. They're going to be focused on what are we really doing about affordable housing. And basically in politics, here's the hard truth about this. There are two centers of power that tend to influence how politicians think. Groups that vote the most and people who write the most checks. And I'm going to go every day with the people, and thinking about how do we strengthen people actually going to the polls and voting.
Yeah. So, guys, let me say this. When she's talking about housing, guess what greatly affected housing prices? The cost of rent and all that other stuff. Open borders, courtesy of Kamala Harris. You know, housing, it's not infinite. And when you actually let in millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of illegals, that creates a shortage of housing. Therefore, housing actually goes up. And when you let in a whole bunch of illegals, man, yeah, that's what happens. It's simple economics. But I'm pretty sure, probably some 16-year-old maybe heard that and said, oh, that sounds good right there. But 16-year-olds, folks, they don't know nothing. They don't know anything. They haven't lived life. I voted when I was 19. That was the first time I was actually able to vote. I had no idea at 19 what I was actually voting for. No idea. I shouldn't have been voting at 19. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, guys, that she would come out and say something like this. Oh, looks like someone agrees with me about 19. This comment here. The voting age should be raised to at least 25. That's when the prefrontal cortex typically finishes, develops, and humans can best realize the consequences of their actions. And then Colin Rudd replies, she's admitting that the Democratic Party needs less informed, more immature voters to win. Yes, that's the way they can actually win right there. Exactly. That is the way that Democrats win. And speaking of, I was telling about Bill Gates, look right here. Somebody posted this right here. Does she know the climate hoax is over? Why Bill Gates turned on the alarmists and decided climate change isn't the apocalypse? Yeah, because it never was. It never was. I mean, guys, if a bunch of 16-year-olds was actually voting, this country would be done. We would be cooked. Absolutely cooked. And you know what actually would happen, man? You probably have some Democrat mother bring that kid to the poll at 16, say, hey, vote Democrat. And if a 16-year-old would actually smart and informed, that 16-year-old would actually ask, why should I actually vote Democrat? Why shouldn't I actually vote Republican? But that's probably not going to happen. The parent may end up saying, hey, don't question me, just vote Democrat. This woman's dumb, man. Completely out of touch with reality. Lower the age to 16 because Gen Z is fearful of the, what does she call it? The climate, what? What does she call it? Climate anxiety. Please explain that to me. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Climate anxiety. This comment right here. We really dodged a bullet with her. Yeah, we did. We absolutely did. Just imagine, folks, how bad things would actually be right now if she was actually in the White House. Just imagine how bad it would be. If Democrats won in 2024, this country would be done. They had already did enough damage. It would have got worse if the American people left them in power. They lost the Senate. They lost the presidency. And guess what? The midterms ain't looking too good for Democrats on that generic ballot. They're way behind where they should be if they expect to win the House, take the House back. And this redistricting battle, if California actually passes it, guess what? More red states, man, got a lot more ammo. So it'll actually be all for nothing. Man, but thank God, man, we do not have this woman. She's the dumbest Democrat ever. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.